I have a question for you today. Do you let your friends borrow things? Well, that is what we are talking about on today's episode of the Social English Podcast.
今日は英語修理店のエピソードです。英語を勉強している日本人が英語の間違いを正してくれないかと尋ねました。これを実際の会話英語で行ってみます。
Hey, we are live. Welcome back to the Social English Podcast. Like I said earlier, it is another English repair shop episode. But what level of English do you have? Well, let's talk about what level of English you should have for today's episode. Please listen to Ko.
英語を学び始めたばかりのリスナーの皆さん、こんにちは。ソーシャルイングリッシュポッドキャストの今日のエピソードはあなたのためです。それでも問題が解決せず、このエピソードの英語が理解できない場合は、ゆっくりとエピソードを聞いてください。頑張れ。
Thanks, Cole, for that. As Cole was saying, this episode of the Social English Podcast is for beginner level. So, if you are at a beginner level, you should be fine for this podcast. Okay? Just please listen slowly if you don't understand. Okay? Okay, so today we have a man that wants to talk about something that they did. They want to talk about something they did with a friend and how they fixed a problem they had with a friend. So we will help them fix this problem by using social English. Okay? We'll go through their mistakes and fix them in today's episode. But first, what is the order? Please listen to this.
すべての英語修理店のエピソードと同様に4つのパートがあります。パート1では英語を勉強している日本人が間違って言ったことを正確に聞くことができます。パート2では会話型のソーシャルイングリッシュスタイルで正しい英語を聞くことができます。パート3ではパーシーはあなたが同じ過ちを犯さないようにするために彼が重要だと考えるヒントをあなたに与えます。パート4でパーシーは正しい英語版を高速で自然な速度で言います。このようにしてネイティブの速度で英語を聞く練習をすることもできます。
Okay, so let's get into it. We are going to correct the English of a Japanese person who got mad at a friend. Okay? They want to talk about this in English and tell their story. Please think of that as you listen to this episode. With every single English repair shop episode, we have 4 parts: wrong English, correct English, hints, fast English. Okay? So let's start with part 1. For part 1, we have one basic sentence in wrong English. Please listen. 1. If you had returned my hairdryer yesterday, I wouldn't have gone up the second floor and took it today. Okay, let's listen to that Japanese listener's wrong English one more time. This time, only the English parts. Let's go. If you had returned my hairdryer yesterday, I wouldn't have gone up the second floor and took it today. Okay, so that is the incorrect wrong English. Let's go into part 2. Okay, this is my corrected English. This is the right way to say this with social English. Okay, please listen. Kite kudasai. You should have returned my hair dryer yesterday. But you didn't. So I went to the second floor and got it myself. Okay? That's it. Just 2 sentences to make this correct social English. Let's do that one more time. Okay? Please listen. You should have returned my hair dryer yesterday. But you didn't, so I went to the second floor and got it myself. Okay, so that's it. That's how you fix that in correct English. Here's part 3. Here are my hints for you to use. Use you should have. It is easier to understand for the person listening. Many Japanese people should use this phrase. Okay? So one more time, that phrase is you should have. It is easier to understand. Okay? The second hint, hint number 2. Many Japanese people think rent is the correct word for this sentence. Today, the Japanese listener did not use rent. But when I speak to many Japanese people, they often use the word rent. Rent is not the right word because rent always, the word rent always means, the meaning is to pay money, use money to use something. Rent a car, rent shoes, rent a house. Rent is paying money. Today, we are talking about giving something to a person we know for no money for a short time. This is the word borrow. Borrow. Always use borrow for this situation. Okay, so let's move into part 4. This is my natural fast speed English. Please listen closely. It's going to be short. You should have returned my hairdryer yesterday, but you didn't, so I went to the second floor and got it myself. Okay, here it is. That was fast. Please listen to it one more time. 聞いてください. Okay? Listen very carefully. Here we go. You should have returned my hairdryer yesterday, but you didn't. So I went to the second floor and got it myself. You should have returned my hairdryer yesterday, but you didn't. So I went to the second floor and got it myself. This is conversation. This is you saying this to your friend, and the result, you hope they understand not to do that again.
このショーを気に入っていただけたら、5つ星のレビューをぜひお願いします。コメントは英語か日本語でお書きいただければ喜んで読ませていただきます。realsocialenglish.com にアクセスしてぜひ無料でダウンロードしてください。ほとんどの日本人の英語を勉強している人がやってしまいがちな7つの間違いとその正しい言い方。また、毎日英語を上達させるのに役立つ資料もたくさんあります。Apple Podcast、Google Podcast、Stitcher、そして今はパンドラでもポッドキャストを購読いただきます。支援者になっていただけませんか？私たちがこのショーを作るための支援として$5の寄付をお願いできませんか？今後のエピソードで感謝の気持ちをお伝えします。また、そこでしか利用できない新しいコンテンツも入手できます。patreon.com/socialenglish からご参加ください。ソーシャルメディアで私たちのポッドキャストを友達にシェアしたり、Twitter、Facebook、Instagram のフォローをお願いします。
And there you have it. That is how you use a modern social English way to talk about people, your friends maybe, borrowing your stuff and not returning it on time. I hope you're happy. I am very happy today because together we helped someone fix their English, and I know they are listening and they appreciate that. This is a person that's studying English just like you. So I hope you can use something that you learned today for yourself and leveling up in English. My action item for you today is I want you to try to practice English by asking your friend if you can borrow something. A hairdryer, iron, rice cooker, anything. Ask your friend in English if you can borrow something. So, tell them what you want to borrow. If you can, or you're lucky, you have an English friend or English-speaking friend, ask them the same question and start a conversation. Think about the words that you understand and heard in today's episode. Let me know on Twitter what you learned at Social Japanese. Don't forget to listen to our latest episodes on iTunes, Google Podcast, or your favorite device. And don't forget to follow us, subscribe to the podcast. That's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining me today. See you in the next episode. Peace and love. Have a great day.
今日は楽しい時間をありがとうございました。ぜひ私たちのウェブサイト realsocialenglish.com を訪問して日本語訳と役立つ情報を手に入れてください。また次回お会いしましょう。バイバイ。See you next time. Bye bye.